All right, it's time for you to see what's shaping up in the market. So I'll cover some indices on here with their ETFs, SPY, QQQ, IWM, and then also NVIDIA, Tesla, Bitcoin, and then I'll also toss in DJT because we got the debate tonight and I want you guys to see the price action that we have going on this. So let's kick things off with NVIDIA to see where we are. So with NVIDIA, here we're looking at the daily chart and you can see the top's coming down, the bottom's coming up. We actually have a bit of a consolidation pattern happening on, and if we zoom out more, there's a rising and broadening wedge on that one, which could be bearish for us at some point in time, but not until we really see it pop out of that. Putting the technicals up just for a moment, it gets kind of messy. You can see the white line traveling up this way, that white line traveling out that way, and now mind you, we're looking for another touchdown here. We didn't get down this yet, although you can see this trend line coming across the top. So we're getting into that consolidation phase of this. And right now, if we zoom in more closely to the more recent price action, I said 108 was going to be important to us. You'll notice the updated technicals. Trying to clean this up for you guys, make it easier to look at the prices that I'm looking at for the upside of this. So if we're able to clear 108.18, which is the 50% Fibonacci level that I have on here, we have room up to 111. After that at 115, caps out at 118, and there's a whole lot more above it from there. So you guys can always go back in the video and screenshot the pieces that you want from it. If we get rejected here, we could head down to about 105, which you can see served as support for us before. And you can see the amount of buying pressure that we got off of that low. And then to the downside, 103, 197, 93, and so on. And I think a very big ultimate low on this would be all the way down here. And this would be something nasty happening in the markets, not just NVIDIA on its own. I think that this is like a multiple compression sort of scenario. If it pushes down that way, like $75 per share starts to become what I think would be an ultimate low price. We're going to have to see what the market gives to us. Ultimate high price, if you go back to my earlier videos, is actually all the way up here at about 155 to 170. So up in this range. I don't have it labeled right now as I'm updating the technicals, but if you go back and watch my stock price prediction for that, you'll see that that's what I have for the upside. So this isn't meant to sound bearish. This is like being prepped in either direction from where we find ourselves. That's the spirit of this video and pretty much all my videos. So moving over into Tesla, man, big old consolidation pattern we had. We broke out of it up here for a little bit, then came ripping back down into it. Where does that put us right now? Let's slap the technicals up there. And once again, a bit of a mess. Let's zoom in to the more recent price action so you can see what's happening here. We broke through resistance, smashed it in the face. 225, we broke up above it. We got room to rise up to about 228 to 229. Up above that takes us to my next price target, which is up here at 233. So you can see we got stopped out there before. More recently, we hit it twice and got rejected, sold all the way back down to my other price target down here at 210. Up above 233, that actually starts to give us room, if we move up here, up to 242, and you'll notice tons of resistance that's up there. You might also recognize the fact that I have a rising wedge pattern drawn on here. So if that really is the pattern that we're in, dropping down below that is a bearish thing. Moving over to Bitcoin. For Bitcoin, let me reset the view here. And you can see the sort of price action we have going on with the tops coming down, the bottoms coming up a little bit. Maybe we're also starting to get in that indecisive period. The EMAs are actually looking pretty ripe for a cross on this thing. It is possible that we start to flip bullish in the near term for Bitcoin on a daily basis. According to the technicals that you see in front of you, if I put these up here, you can see the critical resistance that I had in my previous videos. We're up above it right now. Yesterday we got rejected. Today, closing today above that's going to be huge. It'll enable 60,000 or even my price targets that I have up here to the upside in order to take place. The RSI is rising. We're up above these previous peaks. Crossing above 50 is going to be huge for us. So be on the lookout for the daily RSI to do that. If we get rejected instead, you can see the lower price targets. SPY, here's the big news. This is the big part of this. By the way, if you guys like my commentary, if you want to see what I'm buying and selling, there's a link down in the description for the Patreon. Click that, sign up. Head on over to the Discord, and that's where you're going to see that. And you can talk to me and my community members and see my technicals before they hit the markets. I'm sorry, but not before the markets, before they hit YouTube. And yeah, that link is down in the description for the Patreon. And if you guys want to learn about this technical analysis, you can do so by finding that link down in the description for Stockmo Academy. Click on that, sign up. Learn how to use technical analysis to empower your trading, and learn about the bread recipe trading strategy, which is clean, easy to use, highly effective, and most people, I shouldn't say most people, because I haven't run the statistics, but I can tell you that a lot of people have found success in really covering the cost of the course all in one trade. Use code word doctor when you sign up. All right, so here's the big thing. This 50 blue line that you see coming across here, that's the 50-period simple moving average. We broke down through it. Today we retested it. We could not close above it. If that turns into a rejection, we could sell down lower. You'll notice in the post market, we have a little bit of separation from where we closed to where we are right now. That could signal that we're going to sell further. We'll happen to see. If we can cross above it tomorrow, that's a bullish thing. If we get rejected and sell down tomorrow, that's a bearish thing. So not necessarily a bear market, mind you. We're still up above the 200-day, so we're still bullish overall. The 50 above the 200 is a bullish thing, but that rejection can be very critical for us if we don't cross back above that. Here's the technicals that are on it for the drawings that I have on here for you. Shout out to my mom for drawing. She absolutely loves it when you pronounce drawing with two R's in it. There we go. So to the top side of this 550, and then check out this support that we have up in here, starting about 552 and carrying on all the way up to about 558. As a matter of fact, this price target, I'm going to redraw these technicals as well. I'll clean them up a little bit for you, and it'll be a lot more like what you saw with NVIDIA. So we have room to the upside. We got resistance up above, but man, like that starts to become a lot of pressure for us. So expect anything as we're in September. Expect anything as we're leading up to the election. Expect anything with geopolitical tensions. We really need to clear the 50. Plain and simple, that's what it comes down to. Clear that tomorrow. Should be good news for us. Don't be surprised if it sells down because we got rejected. So that's what we want to watch out for. So where do we have to clear? We have to clear 549 and change. Just call it 550. Up above that tomorrow, closing up above that 50-day is going to be sweet for us to the upside. If not, if we close down below, then we'll start to look for where the floor is on that thing. We start to tumble down a little. So over to the Qs. For QQQ, tracking the NASDAQ 100, we're getting awfully darn close to the 200-day. The 50-day simple moving average is starting to inflect downward on us. So as we get the downward trajectory, that could signal a further sell, especially if it leads on to a death cross or something like that, which could really push us down further. I said we could probably bounce from right here, given this previous peak that we had, which is very significant for us. And so far, we've gotten that bounce from our low price of 448 up until where we closed today at 458. So about 2 to 2.5% bounce. Not so bad for us. But now we're starting to hit a bit of a trend line coming down this way. Here's some technicals that I have for you on it, and you can see those prices that I'm looking at. We were able to clear the 455 that I talked about today. I said we had room up above that. Looks like we have room all the way up to about 463 if we travel to the upside on this. SPY can help us out if it moves that way. You can really see the way the 50-day curves here that we're getting that negative slope coming to this. And if it starts to near that 200-day, we can see that further sell. So just be on the lookout. We got a lot of resistance above for SPY and the Qs, and you should just be aware of it. And that's why I put these out here so you guys can check those out, add them to your due diligence. IWM got a nice amount of buying pressure here, and we'll see if that can hold out for us at that low bottom wick that we have here. RSI still bearish on a daily basis. Here are the levels that we should be looking at. This is crazy. So let me zoom in to take some of the craziness out of it. There we go. And you can see, look where we opened up, and we opened up right at critical resistance, and we just got rejected, sold down through. This is a very tight, tough area of resistance. We got to break up above 210 to have more room to the upside from where we're at right now. So we really need to see that push happen. This is also significant support down here. So getting stuck in this range could happen to us. Breaking out of that range could be significant in either directions. And I do have the price targets for you. There's ones to the downside, 206, 198, and 195. To the upside, let me zoom in because it looks like I need to readjust my price targets here for the upside. I do. So for the upside on this, let me just tell you some of these that I'm looking at from this critical resistance, which actually can even be moved down here because we broke through that last critical resistance. So I'm looking at 212 as being huge for us. Breaking up above this trend line is also going to be significant around 213. 216 big for us, and also 218. If we're able to clear those, we could have another shot in the high 220s. So that's IWM for you. Let's wrap things up at DJT, and then I'm off to see my daughter play softball. Good luck to them today. Happy birthday to my dad yesterday. Check out the volume pump that we're getting on DJT as we look at this one. And my price targets on this, by the way, I'll sneak them on screen for you. There you go. 119.50. Nailed it. On the way to 21.43. We took a stop by about $20 before getting rejected. We'll see what happens to that debate tonight. In the post market, we are creeping up. And if things go well for Trump, I expect this to push up. Not a political show. It's a financial one that you're watching here on this channel. If things go poorly for Trump, well, then you expect this to possibly take some downward pressure on that one. So watch for that debate tonight as a catalyst for what's going to happen here. If it's perceived as a Trump win in the debate, watch for this price pump to continue and watch for the second price target to be hit. And if there were a third one that I would put on here, it'd be at about $24 per share. So you can tack that in as well. I also have the downside price targets just in case we sell down through support here. $15 and $13. Cashed in on a nice little play on this. An options play started last week, cashed in this week, cashed in yesterday. Looks like I could have held off one more day. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if that debate goes well, for Trump, of course, to see this push up. So once again, can't emphasize enough. I don't get into politics. This isn't the place for it for me, but I will talk about it insofar as it affects the finances for what we see in the markets. So for that, I gave my commentary. If you guys want to see my buys and sells and how I play this market, check out the link in the description for the Patreon. Click, sign up, and head on over to the Discord. Can't wait to see you over there. And then if you guys want to learn about this technical analysis and really use it for yourself and really empower yourself in the trading that you do, use the link for Stockmo Academy. Also, down in the description, use coupon code DOCTOR when you sign up, DOCTOR. It's going to give you a big old savings on that one. Thanks, guys, for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. I'll see you in the next video.